Hello guys, my name is Alex Gomez and on today's video we're gonna be sculpting this stylized pepperoni pizza. This is a very beginner's tutorial, absolute beginners. So you just need to know how to navigate in Blender, and then I'm gonna take you step by step on how I model this pizza. This is the first part of this series. The second part is gonna be texturing and lighting. So if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I post a video every Friday. So let's get to it, guys. So as soon as you open Blender, you're gonna find this scene. A cube, a camera, and a light. You select the light, delete, select the camera, delete. Select the cube, press S, press Z to scale it in the Z axis, right there. Then press Tab to go into component mode. So you can press 1 for vertices, 2 for edges, or 3 for faces. So number 1 in your keyboard for vertices, number 2 for edges, number 3 for faces. I'm gonna press number 3, leave it in number 3. I'm gonna select the front face and I am going to scale it in the X axis. So I'm pressing S, X, and scale it down. Not that it goes just like that. Perfect. Then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna insert a loop in this area just so I can do the crust or the puffy crust of the pizza dough. So I'm gonna press Ctrl R and move that cut right where the pizza crust is. I'm gonna select and perfect and enter. I'm gonna add another cut right here. So I'm gonna select that edge, Ctrl R, and there you go. And we have it. Enter, and we have that cut there. I'm gonna select this edge. I'm gonna press G, Y, and move it a little bit more to the front. I'm gonna press 3 to face mode, select these two faces. I'm gonna press E and it's gonna extrude towards the normals of my faces. So my face is facing that way, it's gonna extrude right away to that area, that direction. Same as if I do it this way as well. Okay, now I'm gonna insert another loop here. So I'm going to press Ctrl R, click, enter to apply it. I'm gonna press 2 to face to edge mode, select these two edges, and now I am going to press G, Z, and move them up a little bit. I'm gonna take these two, maybe the whole loop. So I'm gonna take this loop, I'm gonna Alt and click. So it clicks the Alt, click, and Shift. So it will select the whole row, as you can see here. And I'm gonna move it. So G, Y, move it a little bit forward, and then I'm gonna press S, X. I'm gonna scale it down a little bit because as I move forward like this, it's getting like bigger. So that's what I'm doing. So let's press Alt and this one as well, and I'm gonna scale it in the X axis a little bit more as well. So just to get like a more puffy there, or puffiness, I would say. Perfect. I'm gonna call this double click to my collection right there. Double click. I'm gonna replace the name the cube and I'm gonna call it dough. And let's call it like dough underscore PLY. Poly, just so I know what it is, so I know that it's a polygon. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna select this edge and I'll do a Ctrl R to insert more loops. Enter. I'm gonna click outside and look, loop, cut, and slides. So I'm gonna increase the number of cuts, probably like around 5, and click outside and enter. There you go. So you have it right there. Now I'm gonna I'm gonna add another edge here. I'm gonna edge loop right there. so it kind of like holds this shape. That's too much. Let's do again around this area. Perfect. And select another one. Insert another one. Control R. Enter. There you go. Just need that one. And I want one to go all the way around like that. So what I can do, I can just Control R right here. Perfect. Control R right there. Sometimes I don't like to work with the bevels because that doesn't give like a really nice results. So this is the way that I'm going to fix it. Control R. Perfect. And I need a cut here as well. So let's do a Control R right there. Perfect. Okay. So now I need to get rid of some of these too many edges there, because that's gonna give me a problem. Okay, so I can go to the top view. I can go press 3 to face mode. I can select all these faces, but I'm not selecting actually all the faces until I go to transparent mode. So this bottom right here, I have to go to transparent. You see that there's some faces that are not selected. Now if I kind of like drag select, I can select everything, and I'm going to delete those faces. So I'm going to delete those faces. I don't want to do the same work that I do here in the other side as well, so I can just use a mirror modifier for that. Okay, I'm gonna get out of this transparent option, and I'm gonna start fixing this part here. So let's add another loop here, just to make this cut like a more pronounced, this one here. And this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start doing some cuts with the knife tool to get rid of some of those edges, because those edges like that together are gonna give me like really sharp edges when one side is smooth. So I'm gonna cut here as well. I'm gonna take this one, cut this one like that. I want this one. Perfect. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start selecting some of these ones and delete. I'm gonna dissolve edge. In this case, dissolve. If you delete the edge, it's gonna create some problems there. Dissolve edge. Oh, I dissolved the right. Okay, no, that was good. Sorry. Dissolve edge. My bad. Dissolve edge. Dissolve edge. Dissolve edge. And dissolve edge. Perfect. Now I can just Alt click to select all that edge, delete, dissolve edges, and do the same. Alt click to that direction, delete, and dissolve edges. Perfect. Do the same with this one as well. Delete, dissolve edges, delete, dissolve edges, and press delete and dissolve edges. And I have this one here. Don't forget about that. Delete, dissolve edges. So I already have the part of my door right here. Pretty good. I can see how it's looking. I can add a subdivision modifier. So pretty much this is what I'm looking for. So it's looking good. I'm just gonna get rid of this. If I take press X, it gets rid of that modifier. Now, what you need to do is to mirror this pizza dough, so I can create the other side. So the idea of deleting was because I did it in one side, I don't have to do it in the other side. So what I'm gonna do is just gonna mirror. I'm gonna do a mirror modifier, mirror, perfect, and I'm gonna apply it. I'm gonna get out of the edit mode with tab, and I'm gonna apply this. If I press tab, now I have my beautiful geometry there, or pizza dough. Okay, perfect. So now I'm gonna go to the side view. Okay, I'm gonna press click this transparency X-ray key, and I'm going to select these, drag select these vertices. I'll go to my perspective. I'm gonna Shift D and press escape. and then look, I have my other part, and this is like my pizza dough. So I'm gonna press tab, I'm gonna press right click, and I'm going to, oh no, sorry, I'm gonna press tab, I'm gonna press A to select everything, separate and loose by loose parts. There you go. Now I have my pizza dough, you're gonna see, and I have my cheese. So I'm gonna call this cheese underscore poly. Perfect. I'm gonna go to the, not that one, that's the pizza dough, that's the cheese. I'm gonna go to the component mode, so pressing tab, I'm gonna press 3 to go to face mode. I'm gonna drag select these faces and I'm gonna delete them. Delete faces. Perfect. So I don't care about those faces yet. Okay. Now I'm going to take some of these edges and I'm going to extrude them out. So let's try. I'm going to go to edge mode, pressing 2, Alt click, and Shift click this one. I'm going to press E and I'm going to extrude this up. Sorry, I'm going to extrude this up. My bad. E, extrude, and Z just to go all the way down. Perfect. I'm gonna try to make sure that there's not any duplicate faces or vertices like that. And there you go, everything looks good. That's pretty high, so I'm just gonna select all this row, they're pretty low. So let's Alt, select all of this and move it up. Probably around this area, I think. That's good. Awesome. Now I need to add kind of like a piece of geometry right here and a bit of more loops in there. Not a piece of geometry, more loops. So this is what I'm going to do. I want to add one loop here like that, because I want the front of the cheese to drip as well. Enter. I'm gonna cut this one here and enter. I'm gonna cut this one and enter. I'm gonna go this way. And right there and enter. Perfect. Okay. Now I'm in edge mode. I'm gonna extrude this one down. So I'm gonna press E, Z, and go down. Let's extrude these two. E, Z, and go down. I'm gonna extrude this one. E, no, G, sorry. Yep. Go back. E, Z, and go down. And then I'm gonna extrude this one as well. E, Z, and go down. Okay. Now I need to add more loops here, so I'm gonna press Ctrl R, one there, Ctrl R, enter, select the edge, Ctrl R, enter, enter again, and select the edge, Ctrl R, click, and enter. Perfect. If you press escape, it goes right in the middle as well. And let's add some in here, so let's Ctrl R, enter, or click, number of cuts, do 2, just 2, perfect. Do the same here. You press Ctrl R, click, enter, number of cuts 2, and click outside. Ctrl R, enter, or click, number of loops 2, and click outside. And Ctrl R, no, this one, the other one. Yep. My bad. Yeah, right there. Ctrl R in there. Click. Number of cuts 2 and enter. Now I have my beautiful daughter. Now I need to do the same what I did with the dough. So I'm just gonna go to tab mode, modify. I'm gonna mirror, and there you go. I'm gonna apply this because I want to apply, and I have the mirror. Perfect. Now I need to start modifying this and make it look a little bit nicer. So what I can do, I can just go with the tab, or I can move it, or I can sculpt it. But first I need to solidify. So let's go to solidify, and let's see how is it solidifying. How much? Let's put a little thicker, more thickness. Let's get more thickness in the other side, because it's going to the other side right there. That's pretty good. I think that's the thickness I want. Perfect. I'm gonna apply, because that I'm happy with that thickness. Let's get out of the transparent mode. Okay, so I have my pizza. It's looking pretty cool. Let's select my pizza cheese. Go to add modifier, and I'm gonna add a subdivision surface. Yes, and it's crashing all over there, right there. Why is crashing? Because I need a subdivision surface for this guy as well. So let's apply a subdivision surface to that guy as well. Now it's not crashing at all. Okay, so now that I have a subdivision surface, I can start moving some of the stuff. So I can just go to the press tab to the component mode. I can press go with the edge, I guess. And this one is my proportional tool, proportional editing tool. So now that I have my proportional editing tool, I can move this, and it's moving all proportional. But look how much it's moving. It's moving like the whole thing. I don't want that. But as soon as I start moving, if you middle mouse roll the scroll bar, look how much is changing this, the size. So you just scroll down, it goes up. You just scroll up, it goes like smaller. So I'm gonna go with that smaller like that. And I just need to go like this. Let's select these two. Just like that. Select this one. Let's go up. Let's go to the face mode. I think face probably will work better. Kind of like just to keep it like random, you know. That's what I want, just to keep it random. Let's go with the edge mode as well. Again, let's move these ones. Perfect. Let's take this face, let's move it down like that. Perfect. Let's take this and it's kind of like a, you know, like depends of what you want to achieve here. So let's go with my, probably I can do this like that, just with the edge. I'm making drip, make it like random. I don't like when things look like too perfect like that. It doesn't look properly. So I'm just going like a between, you know, like one and like modifying the edges or modifying the faces, or it's up to you guys, like whatever you feel more comfortable doing this process here like that. So let's move this one down a little bit. Oh, but that one is probably gonna start crashing right there. Let's move this up. Okay, so it's all about, like, you know, like if when you guys feel more comfortable doing that. There's some people do that doing the sculpting tool, but we can achieve this like pretty simple with the proportional editing mode. Okay, and this is too straight and I don't like that, so let's go 3, this one like that, probably there. Let's go 2, this one like that. Nice. So kind of like giving it the shape. You see like how different it looks one side to the other that we already modified. And I obviously I just wanted to be like different. I don't want it at all to be like the same, because if you have things that are too perfect, they're not gonna look good. I mean, in a way that the real life is that doesn't. It doesn't look good when there is like, oh, this is like this is too perfect. It just doesn't go right. Okay, so let's keep moving this. Let's select these ones here. Let's move this one like that, and let's select these ones here. Move it like that. And you see like this kind of like a sharp like that. It's kind of like, oh, that doesn't look like it's actually melting. So it's kind of like adding variation to it. That's what we're looking for. Okay, let's press tab and look. We have our cheese dripping there. And now we have a problem here. So I have to fix that area here. So let's press tab and let's grab these ones and move them out. Let's grab these ones and move it. I don't know what happened. Probably because I selected from the other side, I guess. That's probably the issue. But we can fix it. Everything is fixable here. There you go. Okay. Let's press this one and look how I put this. Let's move it down here. Perfect. That's much better. Definitely much better. Okay, let's get out of the transparency mode, and I have my cheese. It's nice. It's nice. I really like it. I really like it. Okay, so now let's create the pepperoni. So to create the pepperoni, I'm just gonna press Shift A. I'm gonna go to mesh. I'm gonna go to cylinder, and in the cylinder, press tab. Make sure you get rid of the proportional editing now, because we don't need it. I'm gonna press 3 to go to face mode. I'm gonna delete this faces. Then I'm gonna select the edges. So I'm gonna press 2, Alt, select all the edges. I'm gonna go to face, grid fill, and I have my grid fill there. I'm gonna go back and press 3 in your keyboard. I'm gonna select my faces. You see, I just select half of them. So I'm gonna go to transparent mode to select all of them. And then I'm gonna press delete, and I'm gonna delete those faces. Perfect. Now I have kind of like the base cylinder for my pepperoni. So what I'm gonna do here, first, I'm just gonna modify this a little bit. First, if you press tab and you want to move this, look, this is where my kind of like pivot point, that's how I used to call it in Maya, is, but I want it right in the center of my pepperoni. So I'm just going to press right click, set origin to center of mass. Click, it's gonna be right in the center. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm gonna go to tab. I'm gonna go to my proportional editing. I'm going to press 1 for vertex mode in your keyboard. Then I'm gonna select these guys here and I'm gonna move it down like that. Just kind of like give it a little bit of a shape. Not like that, that was too small. So let's move, and pressing the left click, I'm just gonna scroll up. That's what I'm looking. That's what I'm looking. That's much. Just to give variation to that pepperoni, because sometimes, like, you know, as I told you before, if your things are too perfect, they're not gonna look good. Okay, so now that I have this, I can either solidify or I can just select all the faces. With number 3, go to face mode, press A, select all the faces, and extrude. I can extrude everything up here. Okay, now that I have that, I can go to 2, press number 2 to edge mode, Alt, Shift Alt, Shift Alt, Shift Alt, Shift Alt to select all my edges. Shift Alt, Shift Alt, and Shift Alt. And I want to select all my edges because I want to apply a bevel. I can apply a little bevel right there for my pepperoni. Perfect. That's good. It's looking pretty good. Now, I can just go to tab mode and I can just move down this piece of pepperoni right there. Move it, scale S, and scale it down. Did I invert it? Yes, I did. Okay, let's scale it down. Perfect. And move it in one side. Perfect. And Control D. Escape if you wanna keep your gizmo here. Scale it up a little bit. Perfect. Just to give some randomness. Control D. Escape. move it to the side, make this one smaller, Control D, press escape key on your keyboard and move it to this side here. Perfect. That's pretty good. I have my pepperoni pizza ready, and what I want to do now is kind of like give it like a really nice shape here, kind of like a, you know, like this is too blah. Like let's give it like someone is picking it up and it has some weight in here. So what I'm going to do, I'm gonna press Shift A, and I'm gonna create a lattice. So I have the lattice right there. Okay, I'm gonna scale the lattice down. So press or probably scale it up. So press S, so it covers the whole object. Nice. I'm gonna press S and Z and bring it down, right there. And I think I can work with this. Let's press S and Y just to make it a little bit bigger, right there, perfect. I'm gonna go in this area. I have my lattice, my object data property. So this is my lattice one. And I want some resolution, not in U, I think it's in V. 1, 2. And this, I think this is enough to resolution, perfect. I'm gonna grab the dough. I'm gonna go to my modifiers, and I'm gonna add another modifier that is a default modifier, and it's gonna be a lattice. I'm gonna click the picker, and I'm gonna pick on the lattice right there, object lattice, perfect. So now it's lattice is right there. Okay, but I just don't want to do the same for the cheese and the pepperonis. So first I have like a bunch of pepperonis here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna select all the 4 of them, pressing Shift. I'm gonna right click and I'm gonna join. So I'm gonna make them all together. I'm gonna call them pepperonis. Pepperonis _ poly. Okay. So now I select the pepperoni and last the dough. And I'm gonna press Ctrl L. I'm gonna copy modifiers. Okay, so if I select my pepperoni, look, I have my lattice modifier array selected there. I'm gonna do the same with the cheese. Select the cheese, then select the dough, Ctrl L, and copy modifiers. Remember that you always have to select last one, the one that have the modifier, okay? And the first one is the one that you are going to apply to. So there you go. Now I have all my modifiers. I'm gonna go to the left side. I'm gonna go to transparent mode. I'm gonna go to edit mode on my lattice. I'm gonna select these vertices here. Though I change this as a Maya thing. And I'm gonna move it up like that. I'm gonna take this one, I'm gonna move it like that. Take this one, move it like that. And kind of like give it like that, kind of like shape, like an arc shape kind of thing. You know? That's perfect. Looks nice. Okay, now that I'm happy with that with that deform, let's get out of the transform mode. I'm gonna press tab. Then I'm gonna take this this object, the dough. I'm gonna go to the lattice in this arrow right here. I'm gonna apply. In the pepperoni, I'm gonna apply, and the cheese, I'm going to apply. Then I can just select my lattice and delete because I don't need it anymore. Perfect. So I have the pizza. I hope you guys enjoyed your first session of Intro to Modeling in Blender. Hope you guys have an amazing week or weekend. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and hit the like, and like contact me on Instagram, whatever you guys need. Stay tuned for part 2 that we're gonna do texturing and the lighting. Okay, guys. So take care and have an amazing day. Bye.